Assalamualaikum. Today's topic, we will take it as a history of shortness of breath, and we will cover COPD in the form of shortness of breath. How we are going to take history of presenting illness of if the patient has presenting complaint of shortness of breath. So first of all, history of presenting illness, the first paragraph is always, as you know, it's the OD para. You have to say, tell if patient is smoker or not, or he's hypertensive, any comorbidity you have to mention in the first line. Patient is known case of hookah and cigarette smoking since 20 years and now presented with complaint of shortness of breath, which was gradual in onset and of almost 6 to 7 months. Now progressed. Initially he was able to take his household activities and self-care and was able to go out of the house, but now due to shortness of breath he is unable to dress himself, or he is unable to go out of the house, and so it is progressing. There is no history of any shortness of breath on lying flat or waking up from sleep. No history of any seasonal variation. Then you have to mention if there is any association of cough, chest tightness, or any whistling sounds in breathing. What are the relieving and the aggravating factor? Patient is having shortness of breath, which is relieved with inhalers, with good inhaler technique. You have to ask the inhaler technique in your history as well. Then is there any aggravating factors in it? Patient it's more aggravated with change in weather or fumes or smoke or any cough or any fever. You have to mention all within association and relieving and aggravating factors. So this is the first OD para. Then comes in the second paragraph you are going. So in the next second paragraph you are going to rule out all the differential diagnosis of shortness of breath, starting from, as we are keeping thinking that our patient is most likely of respiratory, so keeping it as the first to ask the questions. That patient COPD, as you already have asked, shortness of breath, there is no orthopnea, PND, you have asked about any diurnal variation. Then for asthma you can also ask, there is no family history of any shortness of breath, any personal atopy, any whistling sounds in breath. Then any high grade fever. For pneumonia, high grade fever, any rigors and chill, any past history of tuberculosis, family history of tuberculosis, low grade fever, night sweats, productive cough, any copious amount of noun foul smelling sputum, or any foul spooling which increases with postural drainage, any IV drug abuse history, any weight loss, decreased appetite, harshness of voice, any lumps and bumps in the body, any prolonged immobilization, any history of you can say there is any history of fluid collection in the lungs which is extracted. If the patient has history of acute shortness of breath, then you can only ask for pneumothorax, otherwise not. Then sarcoidosis, that you can ask that there is no history of any painful skin lesions on the shin which heals on its own. For interstitial lung disease, there is no history of any pets, exposure to pets, chemotherapy, farm, factory, birds, radiations, mines. Then any joint pains, skin rash, photosensitivity, skin tightness, any joint deformity. So this is all the respiratory symptoms you are going to rule out. Then comes the cardiac. You have to ask for myocardial infarction. There is no history of any hypertension, diabetes, chest pain, any pink frothy sputum, and for heart failure you have already asked. No history of orthopnea and PND in the form of no history of shortness of breath on lying flat and on waking up from sleep. So you're not going to ask it again. Then for valvular heart disease, no history of any monthly intramuscular injection use or any recent dental extraction or any IV drug abuse. And for blood, you are going to ask no paleness or the paleness of complexion, fatigability, any loss of blood, a decreased urine output, any generalized body swelling or frothy urine. For neurology, no weakness of any side of the body, any bilateral lower limbs or difficulty in swallowing. Then no history of any weight or appetite change or heat or cold intolerance. Then for chronic liver disease, You can ask, there is no previous history of chronic hepatitis, any history of black colored stool or bloody vomitus, any previous history of hepatitis, and then ultimately psychological. The patient is not having any history of depression or using any antidepressant drugs. Then the third paragraph, you are going to ask for care, in which we have to ask for smoking. Patient is smoker, you have to ask about all the details, how much duration, how much he takes, continuously or intermittently, and whether he is aware of the side effect of the smoking, and he is willing to quit it or not, and does he know the side effects. So you have to cover this all. Then for after smoking, alcohol, then biomass fuel, cotton exposure, if there is any other person in the family who is smoking, so passive smoking, any exposure to dust, smoke, fumes, any family history of liver disorder or chest problem in early ages, or any yellowish discoloration of sclera or shortness of breath, to cover the alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. Then comes if we are going towards the COPD, making our diagnosis of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So the third paragraph would be of complications, in which we are going to cover the complications of COPD like cor pulmonale. We have to ask, there is no history of any abdominal distension, neck engorgement, drowsiness, headache, redness of complexion, any tinnitus, or any. For carcinoma, you have already asked decreased appetite and weight loss, lumps and bump. You can ask here about the paraneoplastic symptoms like moon-like face, any hair growth, any muscle weakness, then any repeated history of chest infections and ICU admission. And if the patient is already on treatment, then you can ask about the side effect of steroids. Then last paragraph, up till now, what investigations and treatment he has done with his disease. Then after HOPI, as you all know, past history, in which the medical, surgical, the inhaler, what medications he is being used. Then occupational history, you have to ask if patient was in any other occupation previously which has caused the disease, and now he might have changed it, so you have to ask both of it. Then family history, that's important. If there is genetic history, any alpha-1 antitrypsin or any other shortness of breath or asthma or atopy history. Then vaccination history is very important, whether he has done with flu, influenza, COVID, pertussis vaccinations or not. Then the functional status is very important. Physically he is able to do his activities or not, because we have to assess the patient according to CAT and manage according to it. Then socioeconomic status, because we are going to treat him according to his socioeconomic status. So that was the history of shortness of breath. Thank you so much.